In continuation with cylinders, we have discussed thin and thick cylinders already. Next, most important part in case of cylinder is compound cylinders. As the name itself indicates, compound means where two cylinders which are clubbed together, where it provides effective way to handle maximum pressure inside the cylinders. It is majorly employed in manufacturing of gun tubes, where pressure is maximum, and boiler shells, gun barrels, etc. And for this case, before going to start for compound cylinders, so why it is required? So considering the thickness equation be given by Lames, if I put in this equation the inside pressure which is developed by the fluid, if it is equal to allowable stress or if it is greater than the allowable stress, where you can have thickness, if Pi is equal to sigma t, that is allowable stress, if Pi is equal to sigma t, you can have this will be infinite. So here you will get 0, where you can expect the answer as infinite. And similarly, you can see that if Pi is greater than sigma t, you can have negative value. So since if it is greater than or if it is equal to the sigma t, that means allowable tensile stress, then we can't able to design the cylinders if the condition goes in that way. That means if P is greater than or equal to sigma t, no thickness will prevent the failure of cylinder. That means to say, whatever thickness you will get, that will not prevent the failure of a cylinder. That is very difficult to design such type of cylinders where the inside pressure is greater than or equal to the allowable tensile stress. So for that reason, we can avoid this case by employing compound cylinders and by using theory of plasticity method. So how we can effectively employ this? First, we will be learning what is compound cylinder and how it can be made, how it can be fitted. So generally we call this as a shrink fitting, where outer cylinder inner diameter will be greater than outer diameter of the will be, once again if I want to say this, in case of compound cylinder, the outer diameter of the inner cylinder will be greater than inner diameter of the outer cylinder. Such a case where in this case outer cylinder's inner diameter will be less than inner cylinder's outer diameter. So thereby we need to make a shrink fitting on both the cylinders. So how it is done? So initially we will heat the inside part of the outer cylinder, where it will get expand, and then we will fit the inner cylinder inside the outer cylinder. Then we will cool, thereby there will be a contact pressure developed in between the two cylinders. So that contact pressure results in stress variations. At the junction we have a pressure here, and you can see that inner cylinder and outer cylinder experience different kinds of stresses, opposite nature. As you can see, since we are heating the inner part of the outer cylinder will be heated, and then we will be inserting the inner cylinder. Then now, since there is a junction, at the junction if I cool it, where it will create compressive stress on inner cylinder, where I have shown here. So compressive stress will be created in case of inside cylinder, and similarly it tries to give away as an in opposite direction, there will be tensile stress which will be developed in case of outer cylinder. It tries to push back. So opposite nature stresses due to the contact pressure, it tries to pull away the outer cylinder. Thereby it will be experiencing the tensile stress. So it will be maximum at the junction point, which I have represented here, CE of the outer cylinder, that is the inside part, will be experiencing more tensile compared to the outer part of the outer cylinder. So that's how we can use compound cylindrical shell method for coming out, where we can use it for higher pressure application. And you can see in this figure I have shown you. So this is the inner cylinder and this is the outer cylinder. This is the junction point where the contact pressure will be developed. In this case opposite nature will be there, so where inside will be compressed so that the compressive stress will be developed, and outside there will be tensile due to the opposite nature, where it will be acting tensile stress will be acting on the outer cylinder due to that contact pressure. So for that reason we have this provides the effective way where we can use it for high pressure storing capabilities. And one more method where we can have is that by using theory of plasticity. So theory of plasticity is nothing but where inside part of the cylinder is given a high pressure, that is internal, we are applying high internal pressure over the inside wall of the cylinders, where this will be reached, where the cylinder inside the pressure inside the cylinder wall will be at higher level, so that this results in residual compressive stress upon the removal of the internal pressure, thereby making the cylinder more effective to withstand higher internal pressure. So that is the use of theory of plasticity. So theory of plasticity is nothing but where we are heating the inside part of the cylinder until it reaches the plastic stage, and whenever it reaches that plastic state, we will leave it, we will cool down, where residual compressive stress will be developed. Thereby it will provide the effective way where it can withstand more internal pressure. So that is how theory of plasticity can be used in case of resisting high internal pressure of the fluid. So these are the effective means where we can employ the cylinders for high pressure applications. So thank you for watching. I hope you have understood the video. Have a good day.